I can give you tons of advice about moving to Bangkok, and there's people that live here a lot longer than me that can give you a lot more advice. But if I could just give you one piece of advice, it would be this. Are you ready? Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, what's up? It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia here on Sukhumvit 24, right about 3 blocks from my condo at a place called Urban Deck. First time visiting here, but it looks like a really nice place. I got myself an Asahi Japanese beer and got the big tall draft, and I'll let you know at the end how much it costs. They give you some popcorn to go with it, so that's kind of cool. But I want to talk about, maybe you visited Bangkok on several occasions and then made that decision that, hey, it's time to move here. I want to give you just that one piece of advice and tell you a little bit about what not to do. And you can apply this to pretty much anywhere you live, anywhere you move in Southeast Asia, because I've lived in BGC for 3 years in Metro Manila. I lived in Da Nang, Vietnam for a few months, lived here now for a year. But I will tell you that once you come here and you live here, and you're not just on vacation, you're not on a holiday, you're not a tourist anymore, then the budget changes a little bit. So I need to warn you a little bit about that, because it can really hit you in the pocketbook and really affect you if you don't abide by the unwritten rules of living in a city as opposed to vacationing in a city, because we all do that. So you go on vacation and you've got a certain amount of money budgeted, and you're probably going to spend a lot more in that 2-week vacation than you normally would in a month living at home, right? Because face it, you're on vacation, you're there to have a good time, you're there to have some fun. So you go out, you eat out at nice restaurants every night, you go to the rooftop bars, you go to the clubs, you go out drinking with the boys, you go on dates, that sort of thing. You hang out, you go to the beach or wherever you go, but you're spending more money than you usually spend because, one, you're not grocery shopping and cooking at home, if that's what you normally do. You're eating out every day or every night, sometimes 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you've got those expenses. You're drinking a little bit, maybe you're partying a little bit. For those of you that do, you understand what I mean. Those costs add up because you're talking, for a pint of beer is probably going to cost you anywhere from 100 baht to 130, 150 baht, maybe even higher depending on what area in town you're at or where you go. So we're talking anywhere from $3 on to maybe $5, $6 for a pint of beer. So there's that expense. Maybe you go out for coffee in the morning. Every morning you get up and go out for coffee. Whereas if you were living at home, that wouldn't be the case. You make your coffee at home probably, and it's a lot cheaper than going out and having a cup of coffee. Americano hot coffee can cost anywhere from 60 baht to maybe 150 baht, So if you go to the Starbucks or the expensive cafes for a coffee, it can cost you like $4.50. But so there's those expenses, nice breakfasts, nice lunches, nice dinners, those all add up. So those are expenses that you wouldn't normally have if you lived at home, right? So when you decide that you're going to live here in Bangkok, you have to budget your expenses. So say you have a monthly income of, let's just say $3,000 US a month, and now you want to budget that. So you want to have enough money left over for the end of each month in case of emergencies, or just to put aside, or maybe that trip down the road where you want to go to Koh Samui, or you want to fly to Vietnam or Malaysia or somewhere like that. So you have to budget. So instead of eating out every day, 3 times a day, buying your coffee at Starbucks, drinking a $4 pint of beer every day with your boys, going to Soy Cowboy every other night, going to Nana Plaza every other night, paying bar fines, paying bar drinks. Now you got to budget a little bit. Now you got to decide when should I go out? How often should I go out? What's my expenses each time I go out? Because you don't want it to keep adding up, and before you know it, that $3,000, you're out of it, and you're only midway through the month. So now what do you got to do? Hopefully you got a savings account you can dig into, but you really don't want to do that, right? Nobody wants to dig into their savings. They want to save that for the emergencies. So budget. So be aware of, you know, I always say keep your groups of friends small. That way you're not going out every night because somebody else wants to do something. So I try to, even since I've moved down here to Prompong, which is a really busy area, I've tried to limit my time out with my friends to go out drinking to once a week. And it can be a challenge because I get friends that'll message me and say, hey, what are you doing tonight? You know, let's go out and have a beer, blah, blah, blah. You know, so I gotta keep that willpower going and try to limit it to once a week. Sometimes I cheat and go twice a week, but I generally, when I do that, I keep my drinking to a bare minimum, maybe just a pint, maybe 2 at the max, and then I call it a night and I always get in early. So that's one of the things I do, is keep my nights out with the guys to once a week, maybe twice a week on rare occasions. That really helps. Traveling, so now that I live in the Prompong area, I don't have to travel to the Prompong area, because where I lived before was about a 40-minute trip by train, and that adds up. Eventually, over a period of a month, you're spending well over $100 on just your BTS and MRT costs, because I live so far away. Now I'm actually in Prompong, and it's really easy, it's really convenient, and I barely spend anything on the train anymore. So that's been really nice. I shop now. I've got groceries at home, so I cook at home. You know, I do some minimal cooking, but I can go grocery shopping and get some groceries that'll last me a while, so I don't have to go out to eat every day. And then when I do go out to eat, I don't go out to the fancy restaurants. Now, I've spent a little more than I normally would for this pint of beer, because it's the location. It's a nice location. I like the scenery, I like the setting. It's kind of cool. The weather's great, by the way. So I will splurge once in a while and I'll have this. But the other times, I'll go to the places where they have happy hour specials, and I can get a same pint of beer for, you know, maybe half the cost or maybe 2/3 of the cost. So I'll save money in that way. I'll go to street markets and have street food, which is really cheap. So I can spend maybe 60 to 100 baht on a good meal, and rather than going to a Western restaurant and spending 400 or 500 baht on a meal, I'm spending about 1/4 of that or 1/5 of that, and so I'm saving money there. So enjoy your life, like I always say, live life. When you come to Bangkok, when you move here, look me up. I'd love to spend some time with you, get to know you, but at the same time, don't overdo it. Don't act like you're a tourist anymore. Those days are over if you're moving here. You're no longer a tourist. It's no longer a holiday stay or a vacation. You are a resident here, and you need to budget as one. So you got to be careful as far as, you know, what you spend and that sort of thing. So that would be my number one advice to anybody who's planning on moving to Bangkok, is to stop living like you're on vacation and start living like you live here. So we are in high season now. We are in the beginning of high season. The rainy season is pretty much over. The weather has been fantastic. It's mid-70s right now. It'll get down below 70 tonight. There's no rain in the forecast. It's a little overcast, but it's really nice. Nice breeze. It is. If you think Bangkok's just hot all the time, come out now, and you're going to find that the weather is amazing. It is like, it's like fall. It's like late September, and I really should be back in school, but it's like late September in the Midwest, where you know you can feel that autumn is coming, fall is coming. It's just around the corner where the cold weather, but we don't get that. We don't get to that point here. We're in that perennial September month here, where it's always in the mid 70s during the day and drops maybe to 70 or maybe a little below at night. And there's a beautiful breeze, no real rain threats. So we're in that time of year where it's going to be amazing for the next few months. So probably in sort of the end of December, it'll be like this. Are you planning on moving here? Do you live here now? Are you recently moved here? Maybe you've lived here a long time, and so maybe you can add some comments and some advice to the newbies coming in here. I'm still a newbie. I've only been here a year now, so I still consider myself new. I'm still learning. That's why I do these videos, to share my experiences, whether good or bad, with you, so you can learn from my mistakes, or I can help you out in certain situations as well. So if you're ready to move, make that move. Come on out here, whether you're coming out on a tourist visa and you're doing 3 months at a time. Be aware of those rules and regulations as they have changed a little bit. Or maybe you're coming out here on a DTV visa, where you've got 5 years to come and go basically as you please. Retirement visa, education visa. There's so many options here, and so many different levels of cost involved. But do your research on that. But Bangkok is a beautiful place. I just love Bangkok. It's my favorite city by far of any place I've ever visited or lived. And every time I leave here, I miss it. So it's one of those places where I'd never get tired of it. And now that I'm in a new condo in a new neighborhood, I like exploring these new places like Urban Deck. This is a neat place. I have not tried their menu out yet. I'll probably do that at some point. But right now I'm just enjoying a Asahi beer, pint of beer, and enjoying the weather, being outdoors. You don't sweat to death anymore. It's just an amazing, amazing day today. And I'm going to meet some friends a little later. Probably have just one draft pint here, and then have another one with my friends, and then call it a night. Head home, and because I got class tomorrow, and you know, it's just that's my routine. You know, get up in the morning, have some coffee, go to the gym, come home, work on my YouTube, go out, you know, maybe have breakfast at home, go to class, afternoon, either eat at home, or maybe I'll go have some street food or something like that. That's kind of my routine, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday is my free day. Go golf with some friends at the golfing range, the driving range, and then Sunday I do my live stream. So there you go. Now you know what my whole week's all about. But let me know in the comments below what you think. If you're planning on moving here, what's your plans? If you do live here, how do you budget? How do you live like a local, or like you live here and not live like you're on vacation? How do you manage that and all those temptations that go along with it? If you've lived here for a while, maybe you're really settled in, maybe you've got a family, let me know how that is too. I'd love to hear from you. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post new videos. And live life, my friend. Sabai, sabai. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.